Hi everyone, welcome to my backyard. So I've been debating if I wanted to do this video or not because my channel is not about gardening, but it is about food and fitness, and having a vegetable garden is very much about food. So today I want to show you our new garden beds that we built this year and show you my baby seedlings that my little baby plants that I started from seeds. And I want to put out there that I'm not a master gardener. We are very much newbies, even though we've been dabbling in it for quite a few years now. And I've been doing a lot of research and trying to do better this year so we can have some better outputs. And I just wanted to share with you guys, give you a little bit of tour to show you what we're doing. And I'll put some resources below that I've been using. I'm in Michigan, so I've been using some resources of people from Michigan, and I think that's very helpful to find someone in your area to follow. But I also get information from people who aren't in my area, a variety of other places. We ordered 8 yards of soil to fill up our new garden beds. Talk about the fitness portion of this, because I shoveled and transported nearly all of those 8 yards, and it was a lot of work. It was a full body workout. Talk about no gym, no problem during this time. These are the 5 garden beds that we built this year, and we wanted to do something that wasn't too expensive. We were just trying to find something pretty cheap, and my husband said that these cost about $50 a piece. He used cider fence board. If you want more information about that, comment below and I'll find out some more information from him and respond. So in this first bed right here, we have our raspberry bushes, and they used to be behind our deck, and we decided to move them because they were blocking our view of the backyard, and they're going kind of crazy and growing up through our deck. And these next 2 beds are gonna house our tomatoes. We're gonna do 5 in each bed. We only have that blocked off so the kids don't walk there because there's grass seed there. And in the last 2 beds, we're gonna have lettuce, peas, beans, cucumbers, peppers. I might be missing something there. Over here, and you gotta excuse, we need to do some cleaning up. We got stuff kind of scattered everywhere. I'm actually gonna put some blueberry bushes here, and I'm hoping to be able to pick those up on May 2nd, but with everything going on, hopefully that's still on. So I'm gonna plant 3 blueberry bushes here. And I wanted to say about the raspberry bushes, they are my absolute favorite thing to have. They come back every year. They grow like wildfire. You don't have to worry about replanting them. You don't have to, they're just so hardy, and they give us so many raspberries, and raspberries are expensive. The only thing is that when they start growing, you have to be picking them constantly because they don't last very long. And then once you do pick them, you either need to eat them within a day, or you need to freeze them or cook them or something. They do not last long. I don't know how they get them to last long enough for you to even buy them in the grocery store. Maybe there's a trick that I'm missing. So I'm really excited about the blueberries because I really, really love having raspberries. And this garden bed over here, my husband built at the end of last year, but we didn't use it. We have planted some strawberries in here. I had them in the front yard, and they weren't really doing good there. They weren't getting a lot of sun, and they were getting choked out by some ground cover that we have in the front yard as well. And we transplanted our chives around the edges, hoping that helps keep out some of the bugs. I also planted some garlic back here, which you're supposed to do in the fall, but I figured, hey, I'll give it a try. I watched a YouTube video where some kid did it and actually grew really good for him. Although he did it in the beginning of April, and I did it in the middle of April. So I don't know, we'll see. I figured just to give it a try. And these 2 beds back here were actually our original beds that we had in the space where our new beds are, and we put them over here And we're gonna grow things like our herbs in there. So things that don't get too tall. And yeah, so those are our beds, and I'll take you guys inside to show you what's going on with my sprouts. This is the setup that I currently have with my seedlings. So over here we planted, I should say, these things on 4/5, which was 2 weeks ago. And let's turn this so we can actually read. These are the tomatoes, which came up really good. The peppers did not come up at all at first, and then they started coming up. So we have a few different types of peppers. We named these Joe's mini peppers because my son really wanted to take the seeds from the mini peppers we buy from Costco and plant them, and they sprouted. So that's really exciting. Rosemary, stevia, oregano. I have 2 things of oregano here. This one didn't sprout, but I got one little one. I want to plant some more because I want more than just one little one plant. My stevia is growing. Got some basil. My lemongrass did not sprout, but I will show you. I'm trying the paper towel method on those as well. And these are a bunch of onions. I wanted a bunch of onions. We're going to kind of scatter them around the tomatoes. I might put some in the strawberry bed. I might put some in the herb bed. I'm just going to kind of scatter them all over the place because you can do that with them. I actually have more peppers here because I didn't think those were coming up. And so I did some in the paper towel method. And these ones started sending out their little shoots. So I planted them in dirt. They haven't come up through the dirt yet. This is another one. This over here is actually ginger. And I had a little bit of ginger sitting around upstairs. I had a little eyelet on it. So I decided to go ahead and plant that. So hopefully that works. It's a little experiment. I've never done that before. And this tray actually started last Sunday, a week ago. And tomatoes are coming up, onions are coming up. It's all tomatoes and onions. Oh, and I have one little celery plant that has not come up. So I might need to try the celery again. And all this over here is onions. Now over here in these bags and on the warming mat, I have some of the peppers seeds did sprout. I have some over here that did not sprout, and I'm just waiting to see if they will sprout. So what you do is you just take some wet paper towel and you put the seed in there and you fold it up and you just keep an eye on it. And as soon as it starts sending out its seed, you carefully remove it from the paper towel and put it in some dirt. So I started some lemongrass in the paper towel yesterday, and I don't know, we'll see how that does. See if we'll get it. Some more of Joe's mini peppers here. It's interesting that none of these sprouted, but they were the first ones to sprout in the dirt. So I don't know, we'll see if they sprout or not. I actually have quite a bit of pepper seeds now. I don't really think I need any more. So I want to just show you, this is the control thing I have for my warming mat, which I really like, is that I could set a temperature here. So right now it's set at 87 degrees, and it's got a little probe that you put inside the dirt to so it could check to see what temperature it is. And since I just had the probe, I just had this probe laying on the mat, and it kind of came up from the mat. So that's not the correct temperature of the mat right now. But I like that because your seeds need a certain temperature, and you could check to see what the temperature is. I'll put a link to this below. And I also bought some timers for my grow lights, and this way I don't have to turn them on and off every day. They automatically go on and off by themselves. And this grow light I got from a friend quite a few years ago, but then I needed to buy another one. And this one, I will put a link to it below, but I like that it comes with this little stand. It makes the setup of it super easy. And also, if I had another one of these, you can chain link them together because it's got a plug on the end of it where you could plug another one into it. So if I ever wanted to buy a third one, I would probably buy the same brand again. But I have this set up just going in my basement on a storage shelf that I cleared out. It's nothing fancy. The lights cost about $50 a piece. the trays aren't that expensive. So, I mean, up front, your first time doing it, there's a little bit of a cost, but if you can keep using the things year after year, obviously, and you're getting food, which you need to eat anyway, which you need to spend money on anyways, hopefully you'll get a return on your investment. And to water these, I've just been kind of spraying them. I spray them pretty much when they were seedlings. I only sprayed them, watered them once in the beginning, and then I sprayed them in the middle of the week. Apparently, you don't want to overwater them when they're seedlings because you'll end up getting mold. But now that I don't have the cover on them, I've actually been keeping the cover on them kind of halfway. I took it off for the video, but now that I don't have the cover on them, or I have the cover on only halfway, I've been watering them every day. This is not going to be the only stuff that we're starting indoors. There are things that you start approximately 2 weeks before your last frost date, and I'm going to be starting cucumbers and different types of lettuces, which include spinach, indoors, and then also some things get direct sowed outside. Last week I planted different types of peas outside already. There are a cool or cold weather crop that you can start before the last frost. So I got 3 different types of peas here, and then when I can plant the beans outside, I have some beans that I've planted the last couple years. I'm going to plant them next to the peas, and I love these beans. They grow like crazy. You get a lot of beans. The kids like them. I have also already direct sowed some cilantro right over here. This was our first year starting plants from seeds, so hopefully all goes well and they're ready to plant around May 10th when you start planting stuff outside here in Michigan. And that is based off of an average last frost date, which in Michigan, Metro Detroit area is sometime in April to all the way sometime in May, depending on the year. I'll link a chart below that I found on MSU's website that describes that for different areas in Michigan. And if you haven't started your seedlings, you can definitely buy already established plants from a nursery center. We have done that all the years in the past. That's obviously an option. So it's not too late to start planting a garden in Michigan. I want to know what you are planting this year or what you would like to plant, and let us know if you have any tips or suggestions. Also, let me know if I'm doing something totally wrong in the comments below. Bye.